Today we are in the town of Goldfield, Arizona, right next to the Superstition Mountains.
We are about to enter these mines. As we go down, we are going to be face to face with the kind of darkness one only meets when one takes away the sky.
Your boss just said, please leave.
Whoa. What the heck was that?
I swore that was thrown at me.
Hey everybody, it's Justin with Project Paranormal AZ, and tonight I'm here with Matt Mason with Fear Frontier.
Greetings everybody. We're glad to have you along as we, Fear Frontier, and Project Paranormal AZ, join us here in our humble town at the foot of the Superstition Mountains. We're excited. So here in the town of Goldfield, Arizona, which rests at the foot of the famous Superstition Mountains, the very ground we walk on, including this building, are said to be cursed. There is a thunder god that guards the mountain, worshipped by the Apache tribe for centuries. It is said that this god guards the literal portal to hell, and anyone that trespasses this mountain will be part of this curse. This curse also means that anyone that perishes within this desert or that mountain's shadow is forced to dwell here forever, meaning that for centuries, spirits have been accumulating in this very desert, in these very buildings in the town of Goldfield, Arizona. So here we are in front of the Goldfield mines that have been flooded for the last 130 years, when the miners in this town, unfortunately, struck an aquifer that was 1,058 feet into the ground. And now, we are about to enter these mines. As we go down, we are going to be face to face with the kind of darkness one only meets when one takes away the sky.
Alright, so we're going down to the mine right now. Can you tell me any weird experiences that either you yourself or your guests have had on the tour?
There are literally too many to count. This is one of the most active spots paranormally in the town of Goldfield. We're headed towards the elevator right now. A lot of times people have experiences before they even get this far into the mine. We've had people pushed, scratched, thrown to the ground. We've seen grown men literally get thrown across the room. Names have been called. There's a few spirits down here with names of their own because they're so active. We've gotten to know them by name.
Anybody feels, hears, sees, just say it.
That sounds like the beginning of my tour.
You know?
See, feel,
well, because why not? Like, why not? You know what I mean? Yeah. All right. Well, let's go in then and set up, I guess.
After you.
Do the spirits of sorts like anyone in particular from the touring more so? Like, is it kind of random?
It does pick on women a little more.
Okay.
Well,
It does pick on women
I don't
more.
tell what my experience is because I want everyone to get their own.
Get their own.
Because like there's certain things
Maybe we
that
can-
they do
afterwards.
to me and
Maybe we can
others.
discuss it later.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And if you feel it,
Because-
I want to hear it first before I tell you guys.
Absolutely.
One thing, because we theorized there were two things that were never allowed in the mine. There was women and any child under 13, and since we're all over 13, that just leaves women, which are usually more harassed than the men. And
Hers is going off. Yeah.
I
Yeah,
think this
so-
is just their sign of saying they're awake.
watch your step.
Oh, big step.
It's just one of the bell, not bell pipes, but piece of metal.
That was me.
Just clanking.
Now, Michael has officially locked us in, but we are now officially underneath the town of Goldfield in what was once a very famous gold mine. And we don't think anything's left in the last 130 years.
You first. And where would you say is a good spot to put down the REM pod in this area? And I guess his cameras, his other cameras.
Now, it's
too.
gonna sound somewhat amusing, but this right here,
Yeah,
this is
honey
called
pot.
the honeywagon,
Yeah.
the honey pod, which is also a 125-year-old toilet. Funnily enough, though, this is one of the more active spots.
That's for sure.
I would say if you'd put a REM pod right there,
there.
you
Okay.
might very well get a reaction.
All right, we can set.
Mike, you would agree, right?
Yep. That's where when I was talking with Paranormal Files, they asked me where would I put a millimeter or anything, any device, I said put it right at the foot of the honeywagon right there, and it went on.
And we don't know if it's because people still come here to socialize or or some other reason, but this is a very active spot. Everything from things, you know, tapping and moving about. A lot of yes and no questions get answered here, and we also commonly hear whistling, like workers at work whistling.
Rocks being thrown.
Rocks being thrown. They get thrown a lot of times down this shaft. They like to bounce right off the honey wagon. There is something down here we call Danny, which is why we're going to mention, you know, Dan. That's actually down there, but at some point we should give Danny some attention.
Okay.
It's a suit that's hanging over there, but it's bizarre. It's got a very strange activity, and it really, really likes to harass women. Whatever, it's a conduit, we think, of something more mischievous, but it likes women. It is true. It sounds cliche, but the dark is when a lot of stuff happens, which I personally think is because that's what they were used to. When I say enter their world, I mean
Yeah,
their
exactly,
world.
literally.
If you feel like being possessed at 3 a.m., just drink one of these. It works.
right.
Double shaft that we're in now. We're making our way towards what is known as the stope. The stope very well could be our most active place tonight. Not always, but it's usually pretty active. It's definitely one of the spots that frighten anyone that's down here the easiest. It's large, it's dark, and everything seems to sort of accumulate here. It's very common for paranormal activity to happen right around where we are right now.
More active. This corner over here tends to, we've seen folks have apparitions over here. People have gotten pushed off the bench right here.
Was there anybody just whispering?
No? You'll get that up there easily. I hear that a lot.
Well, because I could hear you guys, but I heard it just sounded like.
See now?
I couldn't tell. I just.
Couldn't tell?
That's why I kind of was listening, and then I was like, that's why I was asking right now, real quick. Is anybody
No, I was talking
whispering?
about that, but I didn't hear whispering. Because I usually sit right on the second step right there during the tour. And there's times here and by the honey wagon, like you said, Leanne or Amelia, one of our other ladies that work with us, they'll be right here. And I'll swear that one of them comes up and whispers something in my ear. I can't understand it, but I'll turn around to see what's there, and they're standing away.
So that was what it was. I could hear
Yeah.
you all talking, and it sounded like if somebody was like
trying to get,
but I couldn't make anything out. And then that's why I was like, is anybody whispering?
that happened. I've heard that. I turn around, I'm like, do you need something? And they're like, I didn't say anything.
A lot of times we refer collectively to whatever's down here as the curious. It's our
That's how they
it's our
act.
nickname for the miners, everything down here. So at any point, if you feel like talking to the room, if you use the term the curious,
Sometimes
they
it works,
respond
yeah.
to it. Not always,
Yeah,
but
not
it
always.
works.
Do you want to go grab Danny and just so you
Bring
can
him here?
Yeah, bring him in here, and you can stand or
We
talk
could.
a
Are you
little bit
about to
that,
tell a tale or anything, or what are you doing?
whatever we want to do?
Because he's got a cool story about the stairs
Okay.
that is also it's been very active lately. Last night, that the EMS were going crazy over here. Every time we said the name Jeffrey in his story,
Yeah, Jeffrey was.
it
Going
would go
Really?
crazy.
It was actually telling us to stop.
Yeah, and then the
Last few
spirit
nights,
box
the
was like,
spirit box
"Stop
has been
talking to
telling
me."
us to stop talking.
like,
It's
and
been
then
really
it would
weird.
blink when it did it. It was weird.
Lady that I was talking about, once we got off the tour and we were outside and everything, I asked her, "Are you okay? What's wrong?" She goes, "Well, when I got off the elevator, felt like something jumped on my back and I couldn't get it off.
Wow.
And when you moved me away from where I was, it left." And I'm like, yeah, that was a spirit that we normally don't mess with during the day.
Huh.
It usually doesn't bother anybody, but there are times during the day it grabs a hold of someone and they don't like it now. And
What is it?
okay.
Oh.
Yeah, well, we know it's
saying no.
okay.
And our
Yeah.
stuff.
So yeah, Danny is very, very unpredictable. He can just tickle you, or he can punch you in the stomach. So
We've had
it's-
it happen.
Yeah,
And Michael, the best point to that story is that was a
daytime tour.
That wasn't a ghost tour.
Yeah,
So
it was just.
they are coming down here not expecting something like that.
hmm
Wow.
yeah,
That
that's
was loud.
Yes.
Yeah,
That
I
wasn't
heard
a car
that.
That
starting
was
either.
That's a thud, a big
yes.
loud thud.
Can you touch that REM pod down there so we know you're there? Is the AC on down there?
Your K2
No, it's a
just
different
went-
sound. That's a totally
Yeah.
different sound.
Mine did too.
That was
They're
purely,
both going
That was
on.
loud as heck.
Do you want to walk down there real quick?
Sure.
Let's walk down
Go
there.
down there.
I think I've seen where you talked about how like when people are running, you're the one that's going towards it. So I'm like, let's go towards it.
Exactly.
You know?
That's what we do.
Like, I don't know what this sounds like. Let's see.
Maybe.
We'd have to have somebody down
I
there.
was gonna say, Riley. Oh, I can't see here.
Yeah, it sounded like that.
Did it?
That was very close.
The second one? The
Yeah.
that sound?
Wait, that or this? Hold on.
No.
No,
The
so
second
so
one.
Yes, that was it.
so that's stepping down on the
Oh yeah.
platform.
Could it have been Danny?
was
This is Danny. You better look at him. This is Danny. It sounds strange to think that this is something paranormally active, but
Hey, Matt,
believe me when I say it is. Yes, Riley.
I have a theory about this, actually. Oh, so were you talking?
No, I'm just saying this is Danny. We're not. Go ahead.
I think it's relevant, though, because most times when we come down here, the very first thing that you do is talk to Danny and introduce Danny. We didn't do that.
We didn't do
And
that.
so Teddy's like, "Excuse me, what are you doing?"
Yeah.
Maybe we were all in there,
Danny
and he's
also
like, "Hey,
likes vape.
what about
a
me?"
girl that works on our tour named Leanne. She likes to blow vape in Danny's face every night before the end of us going out, and we hit the vape down there. Didn't say hi to Danny, and he's like, "Is there a reason why you're ignoring me?"
After a ghost tour, we come down, make sure everything's locked up, and we come over into this area. We walk over here, and we usually say goodnight to Danny all the time, just to be polite and everything. And Matt said goodnight, stopped, he turned around and looked at Danny, and he picked it up, and he was just, all of a sudden he's just kind of looking at it, and he didn't really do much for a moment. He was just staring at him, and then all of a sudden he just turned around and just walked away. And we're like, Matt, and he was glazed over. He wasn't any response whatsoever. He was just walking straight, like he had no control. We literally had to stand in front of him, turn him around, and when we got him over, we had to physically take Danny away and hang him up and get him out. Once we got him onto the elevator and the door closed, he seemed to snap out of it a little bit, and he really had no clue what had just happened.
Did Danny's name come to you through something supernatural, or was it sewn into the jacket, or was there an indicator of the name?
You want me to answer that one?
You want to give the real answer?
The answer's unfortunately not as suspenseful as all that.
Yeah.
I like the movie The Shining.
Oh, yeah. They just named it Danny. No, that's
But-
We have gotten
we
Danny
yes.
on the spirit box a couple
We
of times.
because when on the spirit box we
So-
will say the one we call Danny,
Yeah,
and the
there you
name
go.
Danny has appeared several times.
Yeah.
He says something touched the top of his head. It might be starting already.
Yeah, you're not tall enough for that.
the ladle.
No, that would make you'd feel that.
All right, continue.
Hello, Danny.
Hi,
Danny.
Danny says hi. Now, the thing about Danny, as some of you have already learned, that he might be something of a conduit for something or along those lines. We're not exactly sure what Danny is. He's as much an enigma to Fear Frontier as he is to those that are new. However, Danny does like to make his presence known. Those who are open to the paranormal or sensitive to the paranormal often feel very strange sensations whenever they are around Danny. Often feelings of tingling on the skin or burning of the skin, pressure in the chest, pressure around the throat. And if anyone here tonight feels anything like that, please tell me. And Danny, if you want to make your presence known, this is your invitation to do so. Oddly enough, I'm feeling a weirdness in my chest, and Danny feels heavy. Sometimes Danny feels as light as a hefty bag. Sometimes he feels very heavy, as if somebody's in the suit. Right now,
Oh God, sorry.
What was that?
I don't know. I was just holding it, and my thing fell out of my hand, literally, and it felt like it jutted out.
well, it's interesting because My whole arm holding Danny is throbbing. That's not normal. So, sort of the heebie-jeebies in the chest.
No, I was just holding it like this, and I don't know. I was just paying attention to you,
Yeah.
and it seemed like it just flew out of my friggin'. Sorry, I'm freaked out.
I lost a lantern like that on a ghost tour, just standing there, and next thing you know, it was on the ground, shattered.
And the weird thing is, you were talking about tingling, but I, you know, it's one of those things. Is it a psychosis?
Mm-hmm.
And my hand felt a little tingly, but I was like, it's just my hand. It's like whatever.
It could be
You mentioned your
psychosis,
chest.
but people often say psychosis just to find out that it's the real thing. Because a lot of people are like, oh, I'm skeptic, but I am feeling what you're thinking. And then I'll get near with Danny, it'll get worse. I'll get farther away with Danny, and it'll get better. But we always say it's a bit uncanny how many strangers come down on the tour and have experiences just like the ones we are now. And last week, a girl with, I don't know which saint, but she had that cross necklace,
Yeah,
and it flew out of her hand just like that, and her hand burned.
Yeah, wasn't it like, I think it was like a Saint Christopher
something like
medallion or
that.
something, yeah.
Hit the dirt, and her hand burned, and her
burned.
mom freaked out.
out.
And there was a cross on a chain in the dirt, and I was right by her with Danny. I backed off. With
And
her.
like the weird thing is, like I didn't feel my hand move. I didn't feel
It's
like
I know. I
it's
saw.
like-
it's like
I
it
literally. It
flew
looked.
out.
It was the equivalent if I took that and pulled it from you.
yeah.
Because if you would have just dropped it, it would have fell right in front of you, not
Right,
in the middle.
Yeah,
of
it
our
kind of went
floor.
over there, and I was kind of like chilling, and I don't know, it's really freaking me out. Like I just I'm gonna take a break.
Actually,
like,
did I hear something? Did I hear
I
something?
thought I heard something down there
Yeah,
too.
I just thought I heard something down there. Is there anyone down here that knows Danny? Never really used Danny to notice her. Or is it Danny himself? I'm just facing this direction on this side. I mean, maybe that's normal, but that's... Yeah.
Well, it's weird because before that happened, I had like this weird gut feeling.
Maybe.
My tummy kind of hurt.
Was it around the same time I felt the chest, or?
Yeah, and then it
'Cause
was
I
right
got,
before, because I was going to say, well, my tummy feels kind of weird, and then that flew out. It's
Something
like I
else
just had
we
a gut
also haven't
feeling.
mentioned is that Danny also moves around. He's not always on the hook, and when he's
Yeah, he
gone,
comes and
we
goes.
don't know where he is. He kind of goes into thin air. One time he was sort of like hanging on the opposite side of the wall, but sometimes he just vanishes. We don't know where he goes.
I told her that Bethany used to bother us too. She came and plastered him on that other
Actually,
wall.
Bethany told us that she used to try to prank us for fun, but one time she's like, "I'm just gonna get rid of Danny,"
she was
and
leaving.
she came down the stairs and was like, she just had this foreboding sense of
Don't do
just
it.
don't do it. She's like, okay. She back, and this is like, this was the manager of the town at the time, and she just
Yeah.
backed off. She's like, and Danny stayed.
Yeah,
And then
she's
once he
one of
became
those
part of the
that
ghost story,
she doesn't like the
stays.
paranormal. She doesn't like it when it messes with her, and she usually goes forward. But there's times where she's like, nope.
you're running your
She's not
spirit
doing
box, right? I'm about to hang you back up, Danny. Say something. Anything. Danny's such a dick.
Restless.
Why are you restless?
Was that you that said that, Danny? Restless? You don't want to hang back up? You want to hang with us? Is that what
You
you're
want to walk
saying?
around?
Hang with us.
Yeah, if you...
I got you.
Yeah,
But it
Yeah.
I'm funny. But,
Can I,
Danny, if you want to, be my guest.
Are you with us, Danny?
That's
It's
the
AC.
condition.
Of course.
That's the AC.
Of course, though, it had to kick in.
That timing was nice.
Yeah.
It's like, Danny, did you? Danny's like, it's a little hot in here.
I'm thinking she's hearing something, but she doesn't. So what is it you think you keep hearing?
John, it's John, it's John, it's John.
She keeps thinking, she keeps
I don't
hearing, it's
know
John,
what
it's John.
The
it's John.
first time we were sitting in there, and then when I moved, I was like, oh, it was my jeans. It wasn't the word, it was my jeans. But
I don't know John.
just that one name
Trying
over
to-
and over
I mean,
and
I'm
over.
trying to think real hard.
Jonathan? We don't
There's
know
a-
Jonathan.
There's a John in the. There's
Johnny.
two John. There's
There's a
John.
Johnny.
There's two Johnnies in the town.
Yeah, but I don't know what Jonathan or John.
just find it interesting.
You
keep
guys-
thinking they're here and
Could it
they're
maybe be
specific.
Just the
Jeffrey?
one thing, John.
Just
It's John.
It's John.
It's John. It's John. It's John. It's John.
Is John down here? Try talking on this little device.
I meant it.
What did it
I
say?
meant it.
I meant it.
Meant it.
Well, maybe it's mad that we were talking about Danny
When
and
you
you're
say-
saying I'm not
Danny,
Danny,
it's
it's
John.
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 That'd be
interesting.
interesting. Yeah. It's like fuck
Oh.
Danny.
Cold.
Yeah, now I'm
Danny.
Now I'm cold.
Yeah.
If there's a John, you'd rather it be Danny or anyone else, tell us. Can you say the name John so that we can hear it on this device? John, it's John.
I'm gonna say if the thing pops up, it's John at any point in time tonight. I'm gonna.
Yeah.
that's. I wouldn't be surprised
Still
down
had to tell it
here.
out again.
I was just about to say maybe John's your ghost, but
Yeah.
then Slave popped up. I'm not too sure what that means.
Yeah, it's odd admitting when you think you hear something or that you keep. It's like in these situations.
Well,
So
plus,
I'm
if
like,
you're
well,
hearing
if I
it-
thought I did, it's just stuck in my head.
Yeah.
Well, say if it's in your head, that might also be why the spirit box is picking up. Maybe it really is in your head. Maybe
Yeah.
there's something to that. I mean, do you have any sort of psychic telekinesis, anything like that? You know? Of? No.
Not that I'm aware.
Yeah. Until now.
Yeah.
It's a little Goldfield souvenir. You all have superpowers.
Yes. Charged.
I know.
We've had that.
It's been saying that lately. The last couple of ghost stories have been talking more like that. Not those words.
Hey Dan, it just said the spirit box just said please leave.
Really?
Yeah, it said please leave.
If you want us to leave, make the REM pod make a sound. If you can make this REM pod, if you can make this red device light up a different color, then I will take that as you telling us to leave. Touch this device on any side. This is an opportunity for you to tell us to get out.
Johnny.
Wow. Holy shit. Holy shit.
Okay.
Now
Well, I got news for you, Johnny. We're not leaving. Not now.
No,
Come on. Come on.
You gotta hit the REM pod. Make it beep, light up.
Johnny, are you really here?
Why are you talking?
Johnny, are you the one asking us to leave?
Give it back.
Give what back? What'd you lose?
I'm really cold.
Did anyone pick anything up?
No.
I didn't get anything on here, but
Uh-uh.
I'm with you on the Johnny, though. That was amazing.
Well, remember, I was just saying, if that thing says like Johnny, we're like, holy fuck, and it's like,
Well, it's
listening.
fake as Johnny's also, me and Michael said Johnny. There's two Johnnies in the town, and then that name came up, and so something, Johnny wants you to know something, I think, or it's Johnny.
What did you take from Johnny?
Wait a
The
minute.
Shining.
The Shining.
Oh,
It's Johnny. Oh, wow, Danny. Oh, God. Okay.
But I thought I heard John before.
Yeah.
No,
we even
maybe
mentioned
it's saying
Danny.
it's not Danny, it's John.
All right, bail out. No.
Maybe
I know.
he's saying we're not calling him the right
It's
name.
possible.
It's possible.
Are we calling you the wrong name? Are you Johnny?
I based the name off a motion picture from from 1980. Are you?
Sorry.
Is there another name you would like to go by besides Danny? I must be ashamed to change it at this
I
point.
know. Maybe he's saying we took his name away and we changed it. Maybe he's saying he wants it back.
Can you say the name Danny?
I heard
Yeah.
something.
Like a rock.
Well, no, I thought I heard something besides the rock, like a or
That could have
You know
been
what I mean?
the lens, because right when you said
Oh,
that,
did your
the
lens
lens
go?
just
Okay.
lost every bit of focus.
Oh,
It went
wow,
like almost
okay.
to the whole thing.
that's maybe what I heard.
Can Johnny say Danny? Throw some names around here.
What do you want to be called?
Well, that's right. We didn't go around the room introducing ourselves, right?
No time like the present. We'll give you our names. You can give us yours if there's a Johnny or somebody else. You know me probably. My name is Matt.
My name is Michael.
I'm Riley.
Hello, my name is Mark.
Teresa.
I'm Justin.
I'm Sydney.
My name is Daniel.
Behind the scenes at Fair Frontier.
We sit.
We sit and we drink our unsponsored energy drinks.
I would say that this was probably visually the strangest thing that we've seen. On tours, there is a period where we go dark, where you can't see anything. We take away the sky, right? So typically you can't really see much in the dark until your eyes start to adjust. Matt was standing roughly where he's standing, and Matt, I'll have you take over the story from there and I'll finish it.
It was essentially, I was standing here and I was presenting the tour when, normally on the tour when I experience something, I'm not always so quick to say it because I fear that people think that I'm just faking it for the sake of entertainment, which we would never do, but in this particular case, I saw in the darkness, right about where the camera's positioned now, what looked like the profile of either a human face or a skull, and it had sort of a spinal cord attached to it as well, and it sort of floated from right where I'm pointing now, sort of over through the room, and I watched it in pitch blackness, mind you. Pitch black, we saw this, but you could somehow still make out the details of this white figure sort of make its way over. Now, while I didn't say anything, it was also a particularly quiet night, so a few minutes later, I decided to let everyone in on, well, I did see this, rather I'm gonna sound crazy to these guests or not, but right when I did, there was one guest sitting right here who at the same time as saying she saw it too, Riley, standing where he is now, also said he saw it too. And as they described the trajectory, it was exactly as I saw it. And as I watched it fade into the darkness, Riley picked it up from from where I saw it disappear. And what did you see?
So for a couple seconds I was almost dumbfounded that he was saying this as I saw the same thing go right across my vision right in front of this wall here. So what Matt is saying is he saw it as it first manifested itself, came to the right, and then I saw it from here come over here, as well as the woman sitting here on the bench. So it was very strange.
Two guys and a woman on the bench all saw the same thing. Yes, it was in darker than your eyes are even going to adjust to, and we still somehow saw details that we could all three describe floating through the room. The exact, like I said, same trajectory, same distance, same direction.
Well, I'm good with the lights out before we head back up.
Can I take Daniel, just me and him, and walk down there in the dark real quick?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, in fact, when you come back, if you guys want to go dark, we
Yes,
can.
I want to do that. I just want us to walk all the way to the end and kind of sit for a minute and then come all the way back. I figured I'd come with just you and the camera right now just to see how we feel alone. We are in a rather big group, so I want to see how we feel like separated. If you have anything to tell us right now before we head back, please say or make a noise. Did you use these tools here? If you did, can you touch one of them? Did you hear that? Is that them?
Yeah, I could hear them down the hallway.
Okay. Alright. Alright, let's head back. Was that them though? Because we're pretty far.
Yeah, I know.
We're pretty far.
It almost sounded like, I thought it was like a phone. Like
it sounded pretty close.
It actually sounded like my cell phone from my pocket. So at first I was like, "What is that?" I thought maybe I had my cell phone on in my pocket, and when I touched my pocket, I'm like, "No, the only thing I have in there is a battery."
So nothing too crazy, but it was weird right before we left. It sounded like we heard somebody whisper to us. Like, and we thought maybe it was us hearing you guys talk, but we only heard it once. And then as we were walking forward, we didn't hear anything till we got, much closer.
Mark just made a good point of how quickly sound dies down here.
Yeah, because we couldn't hear you at all down there.
No, not
when you were all the
talking
way
or
down.
anything.
No, so
That's where we heard the sound.
Yeah, it actually, like, for a moment there, I thought I had a cell phone on in my pocket. And then I
Like
so,
somebody
but
said something.
I figured, okay, it's probably just them down the hallway, but
we responded to the thing saying, was it stupid again, right?
Yeah.
Or was it?
The spirit
He
box
said
said
stupid.
stupid. When you guys went down there, it was
Oh.
stupid.
And all I did is I went down there and I just, because I kind of like, hey, Danny, we're going to say goodbye. If Danny's your name, we were seeing some different messages, I said, but, if you got to say anything, and then I asked if he used any of these tools. And then like shortly after that, I think, is when we heard whatever that sound was.
yeah, I heard it twice.
You did?
The first time you didn't catch it, I did, but like I said, it sounded like it sounded like it came from my pocket.
Okay.
It's so weird. So
But
I thought, oh no, my cell phone. And I reached down,
But
no, there's no my cell phone is in a bag or box or something.
It's in the case.
Well, we'll
And
have to check
so,
the footage on
yeah.
that, because that was very
And then
interesting. Because I could swear it was like, like when you're a distance away from people and you might faintly hear somebody like, oh yeah, or haha.
Yeah.
That's what I kind of got from it. But
We didn't talk loud.
Yeah, we didn't.
Yeah.
We couldn't hear you at all, so I doubt.
Yeah,
you
we
could
couldn't hear you.
us.
So
Well-
at our volume, we don't think you.
so then as we were walking back, I was like, I don't hear them anymore. I don't think that was them. So that was very odd. But
Yeah, it's true. Mark did mention it's like it's amazing how quick sound dies.
Yeah.
There you go.
all right.
Riley is. Are you gonna stand, Riley?
I'm just gonna stand. I'm gonna be staring at the same exact wall.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm sitting where we saw it. So if it happens again, if you see it, let me know, and I'll look up or something.
I'm gonna line a fire too, so I'll be able to see
Alright.
whatever.
Okay.
Let's do this.
Hear something?
I did.
It was faint. There was a faint sound. If that was you, thank you. Would anyone else like to make a sound? Perhaps loud and close.
Yeah, I heard that. Thank you again.
Thank you.
Come
Anybody
closer.
else?
Yeah, come closer.
I keep wanting to look up. I don't know why. I don't know if it's because it's open.
No, there would have upworks too.
Is it like a scaffolding?
They used to walk on these boards over our heads.
I've
They
been to the very top up there. It's freaky.
they appear above us too. It's so make a sound.
Okay, I'm sorry, I had to turn on the light.
Before.
So maybe just my imagination. I was just staring in this thing. I saw a hulking figure taller than this bending over and just looking, but
What color?
just shadowy, yeah.
What does that sound like?
Jeffrey.
Jeffrey, are you here?
Because it said just a second ago. It says, "Can you hear it?"
Thank you. Yeah, we heard some noises. I don't know if we heard the one you're referring to.
That's me.
But it
Who
was
you just described sounded like somebody we know by the name of Jeffrey. Now I'm excited. Is Jeffrey here?
Sorry.
If you weren't on the stairs, that'd have been great. Jeffrey. Now, one thing about Jeffrey, it sounds odd, but he's a lot more responsive towards kids.
Kids are usually the only ones that see him. They're the ones that have told us about Jeffrey in the very beginning. so-
Except for in a photograph. He was caught in a
Yeah,
photograph.
he was.
What's that?
I said maybe me and him should leave the stairs since that's his spot. Maybe he feels he can't
You
go.
could
over
light the candle too and
Daniel
see
is
what's
very
going
good
on with
light.
that.
I almost said something like that. Kid at heart.
Another thing that is constant every single time is that he is massive.
Massive.
yeah.
Just like
He's a
As
dark
in-
shadow figure.
Yeah.
He's massive.
his head was up here.
Yes.
And he was looking down. And I mean, it was like one of those moments where I'm just looking at it and I'm thinking, if I see this thing move, I'm gonna, like, I suddenly got goosebumps all over my arms and I started getting a cold sweat kind of deal.
It's gonna be cool if anything shows up on camera.
Have you told them anything about Jeffrey tonight?
Not yet.
No.
No, we haven't talked about Jeffrey yet.
Yeah, feel free to
Yeah.
tell them now if you want.
Yeah, we could. Yeah, with Jeffrey, what was it?
Don't.
Don't. Well, I'm telling them anyway.
Yeah, we're here for a reason.
Jeffrey, it's really crazy because, like he was saying, we mostly kids are the ones that mess with Jeffrey or see Jeffrey and everything. And during a couple of mine tours during the daytime, we were over by the honeywagon and I was doing a regular tour, and there was probably a good 10-15 folks on the tour, and a young gal, about young teenager, 12, 13 years old or something like that. And we had walked over this way, stopped at the honeywagon. During the tour, we tell a little history, we light a candle, and then we shut off the lights. Well, when I lit the candle and I turned the lights off, and I noticed the young gal that was standing to my right, she was staring this way into the stope with her head kind of cocked to the side, and she was waving. And I'm like, well, who are you waving at? She goes, the tall guy down the hall. And she was pointing this way, and I'm like, I don't see anything, it's completely dark. She goes, yeah, Jeffrey's standing on the stairs. And he came about and said, what was it, a few days or
a couple
tours?
days earlier, a girl,
The same girl
that talked to him, I had ran into her.
It's not touching his beam, and there's like a warm spot right in the center of the beam.
I feel like that's where he's at.
Yeah.
Right here.
Yeah. Yeah, move your hand.
So hold on, I'm gonna touch.
Please come back. When Michael got up, it's like,
I got it.
Please don't leave.
He's right.
And you weren't touching that.
No.
Yeah.
I don't know how long this has been Jeffrey's place.
So back up. Weird when he jumped up and then said, I gotta turn the light on. But I never saw anything. I just felt like something was looking. But it was right in that direction. Because I know because I was looking right to the side of the lantern hanging. Because I could see kind of the lantern in the dark. But I couldn't see anything. But I just kept, it was like a sense. Like,
Right.
there's something there, but I don't see anything. So I'm not gonna say anything. And it's just whatever. So him then coming up and saying that was kind of like, okay.
yeah.
Very interesting.
And it's funny too, because as soon as you said tall, dark shadow
Yeah, you
figure
guys
that was that
knew.
tall, I looked at Michael, I'm like, who does that sound like?
And we hadn't heard a thing about it. So
Yes.
that's-
Yeah.
Right before you said that you had seen that, Matt was like, is there somebody
I
here?
was
that's-
asking for a
Yeah.
man with a name with J.
Yep.
This is my
This
place.
is my place.
I am now standing over the grave of one of Goldfield's longest and most respected citizens, a man simply known as the unknown Prospector, a man who was actually originally buried here in Goldfield's heyday. In the 1980s, the owner of the town himself, Bob Shush, on a construction dig, accidentally dug up the man that is buried below my feet right now. He was reburied here, respectfully, with a Christian burial, but they say he still haunts this town. He's known, though, as one of the more friendly spirits of Goldfield.
Doesn't make any sense at all.
Because
Right, let me pull you.
Maybe we're interfering with the field
Yeah.
that's around the rock here.
That's weird. If there is some type of magnetic to the granite rock.
do you like when we're closer?
It's like when you said walk away, it was like, fine.
Yeah, and then now
What do you mean,
now
you?
it's been super quiet. It's the
Well,
most quiet it's been. So unless it's our energy getting close to it.
Is this where you like us? Do we have a radius?
This is weird because you got to be so close to.
You do.
Yeah.
Like earlier, I was basically almost
You have to
touching it, and
yeah,
it
you
wasn't
have to
going
touch
off.
it almost.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure this out. I swear it's every time I move.
Well, that's what it feels like. Like it seems like we all think, oh, you move and it moves, and then it's like, but it doesn't. But then it does. But then it's like, does it?
Okay,
Right.
step back.
Let's
Let
do
go
one
of
person
it.
at a time.
Let go of it.
Okay, walk away again.
Stop. I said no, I'm not stopping this time.
Can you make the yellow light go on? Touch it enough, touch that metal thing and make the yellow light go on.
That
All right, I'm gonna put my other EMF meter next to it.
Something unless that rock has some sort of like magnifying energy. Of
It
some
could be.
sort. I could try moving it on this rock just to see if we get the same.
We could try that, yeah.
Because I know this is just really strange. But weird.
Yeah, it could be channeling before.
I mean, it's still there. It's not.
And you put your left foot in.
that?
Take your left
That's what we were
foot
starting to
out.
act like, yeah.
What does that mean?
Low battery.
I don't know. I'm gonna switch batteries. This is weird.
My only thought maybe.
Alright, this is on tight. This is on loose. This is out. Okay.
No, it's going nuts.
It's just something about this because it wasn't doing this down there.
Now, this is a piece of history that didn't even originally come from the town of Goldfield. The cell behind me is a solitary confinement cell that was actually originally from the Yuma Territorial Prison, where the owner of the town, Mr. Bob Shoosh, actually got a pretty good bargain for it, as if they practically wanted to give it away. In case you're wondering why. This solitary confinement cell behind me dates back to the 1870s, where some of the worst prisoners in Yuma were sentenced, being punished for crimes they would commit. They would often be put in this cell, left to rot in the Arizona heat for days, if not weeks. And to this day, people will hear cries. They will hear movement within the cell, the doors opening and closing. The walls are also graffitied with fingernail markings from names and dates all the way back to the 1870s. Dates and messages fingernail carved into the walls. And a lot of people get a very dark, sad, bitter feeling
Well,
from
as soon as they
this cell.
put that, as soon as they brought this in, the Cowboys hated it.
Yeah,
Really?
the people in the cell, they said suddenly there were knocks on the door in the middle of the night when no one was there. They got nervous. People feel their feet being toyed with when they're in bed and stuff.
You can go inside.
I'll do
Be
it.
my guest. The other thing that's particularly, oh, by the way, that's Weird Dave sitting in there. That's who his name is, Weird Dave.
Just watch your
Something else that I think is fascinating is the owner of Goldfield bought this from the Yuma prison, but they could not wait to get rid of it. They were practically begging him to take it off their hands.
Around what year did this come here?
This has only been here about a year.
Okay.
But
Maybe a year or two, something
year or
like
two,
that.
yeah, but it dates back to the 1890s. Actually, 1870s.
1870s.
Dates back to the 1870s. We are now standing in the middle of what is the old bordello, one of the most haunted locations that I personally have ever stepped foot in. There are countless ghost stories that take place within this very building, including the spot which I'm standing in at this very moment. We have actually heard disembodied voices speaking, some of them quite threatening. Judging by the storm that's outside, and the mountain out there that's watching down on us, we're hoping to send something our way.
Did you just have something?
Now he was saying he heard a noise from here.
This is what I heard. I mean, I heard the chair that you bump into.
Yeah, I did. I bumped
didn't
into the
bump
chair.
into it here. But
No,
I heard noise
something over
come
here.
from.
So right now I was just back in this room in the bordello, and I was putting a cat ball motion sensor in there, and as I walked in I immediately felt like creeped out, and then upon leaving I felt even worse. it felt like I had to just get out of there. So that was right away, right as before we even started really getting into the thick of the investigation.
Come here, Justin. Huh? Come here, Justin. I'm in the dark. Follow
When
me.
we come back in here?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like it in here.
Actually, here, do you want to put this on the... Actually, where's the REM pod? REM pod's over there.
The red pot is yes over there.
Do people actually play golf in here?
We're kind of worried about.
I just
The doors.
I walked past the door and I guess it just swung open more, but it was such the fucking creepiest.
Did you touch it?
No.
What door's going?
The door was already open, but I walked past it and then all of a sudden it was like.
I heard the creak.
Well, Matt, you were in there earlier, right? Like a few
Yeah,
minutes
we've
ago?
both been in. We've
Yeah.
all been in here, but like,
No, like a minute ago.
yeah. But I mean, when I walked by, this thing just like.
Yeah, I heard it, and I got it on film, so I heard the audio.
That's the madam room.
So,
So yeah, I just walked in and then I thought I heard something and then I walked in.
Like that.
Yeah, so like, but see, that's what it did kind of, but nobody touched it.
No.
And it's not, like that's what it did.
Okay. We'll let it be.
Oh, I see. Because it wasn't,
Further, it was like halfway open.
I can't even get it to stay. Yeah, I can't even get it.
That's weird because it was staying.
Yeah.
Maybe he wants to talk.
I don't know,
He
but,
said, I want to talk.
oh gosh.
There are guests in the bordello. Does anyone want to entertain us? We have. I don't have any money. I'm broke.
I can't find my coin, so I'd have the coin with it.
Is there another
I was
one?
gonna bring the bordello coin.
Have a metal slug.
What will you take besides money?
What the heck was that?
I don't know if I touched that. I swear that was thrown at me. I don't.
Well, how
know.
would you touch it?
Yeah,
They were
I
all
have-
standing right
yes,
there with
I
those
don't
on.
know what happened. That actually startled me. So, when you watch that footage, I
Yeah.
hope you can see
I was
because
rolling, still rolling.
Were you
I
rolling?
swear something
Yeah, but you
threw
were-
that at me aggressively.
Yeah,
Maybe no, because I was sort of being a bit
Yeah,
of a dick.
entertain me.
Yeah, it was entertainment. I put down fake money.
So instead of throwing water in your face, it threw water.
I think something got mad and just chucked a bottle at me. Even if I had knocked that over, I don't think it would have made it to
No.
the table.
Yeah.
That I felt like it hit me.
It
I
wasn't-
felt like it hit
was
my
not
leg,
up
like-
on the. No, there's no way.
No, they were all right there.
It looked like something fell from the top though, but that's
I
what I
don't-
thought.
I put the slug back, and then I began to walk away, and all of a sudden I felt something hit like
Maybe.
here. It's like it threw it at me. That was very weird.
Weird.
And your trench coat wouldn't have.
I don't
Been able
think so
to-
because
It's too
I
late.
reached. Now I made that wobble, so it's possible, but I still don't
Yeah,
think
no,
I
that was
could
with a lot
chuck
of
it
force.
to the room. Yeah, it was very forceful.
Like here, move out of the way, Dan. Just real quick. It's like I have to like.
No.
You know, like,
Wait. Hold on. And then maybe.
Try rolling it.
Wait. Hold on.
I'm trying to do a flip. That's the kids like
Well,
to do that.
try already having it on the floor and rolling it.
Yeah,
The
it
water,
just-
I think, would stop it.
Yeah, it just doesn't. You know, it was like
It like
yeah,
it was like
That was perfect. Yeah.
The closest thing was what you just did.
Yeah.
Justin.
Yeah.
You tossed it.
From the second. No, it wasn't.
From up-
It was
from
not
up
on the
here.
table.
I mean, even if it did, that's a further
yeah, it
fall,
was down
and even
there.
then, it's still gonna. It's just.
It would've been
and would've
heavier thump.
louder too. That's loud.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, and also I'm fairly certain I felt it bounce off my
Yeah.
leg too. I feel like something threw it at me.
Was it because you got
Which is
mad
like-
because we used
And now
fake
I'm
money?
gone. It's like took my energy or
Yeah, the
something.
fake-
Or were they upset because we used fake money? This is not a real.
I wasn't trying to
Denomination?
offend you, but I would like to interact with you.
What if I put down real money? What if it's $10?
Justin has money.
That's a lot.
Take your hat off. That's a $10.
What are you gonna show me for $10?
You can marry it for $10.
What?
She told me.
Huh.
Who told you? What?
She told you what?
You just put $10 down on the table. That's the equivalent of putting $338.
Oh.
You are not.
Oh no, it's the REM pod.
Well, yeah, but you shouldn't be. It shouldn't be going on with you guys.
I'm just that charged. Yep.
That's weird. It's been real finicky.
Back off.
Oh. Are you saying you'll come out when you want to come out?
I'll back off if you want me to. I'm not trying to be rude.
I don't want to back off. I want you to talk.
Michael wants you to talk. Yeah, Michael, you talk to her for a minute. And I thought I felt something just tug my coat. What'd it say?
Janet.
Janet.
I haven't heard Janet up here
I don't know.
before.
I thought I felt something literally just start tugging my coat.
That's right when it said
You
Janet.
behind me?
Oh my god,
Back off. That's
Are you getting that,
different.
Mark? Oh, shit. Yeah.
What?
It's going off right in front of me.
That one was hitting all the way.
Red.
So.
No.
Still doing it? No.
Crazy.
Yeah, it's hitting the reds.
Is it?
Are you here at the table?
Is it? Oh, that's Justin.
That scared me.
Dude, I swear. I thought he was sitting down
I
there.
said yes.
What did it? What was the question?
Oh, bless.
just said bless.
Oh.
Bless.
I'm gonna stand up.
Yeah, I thought he was sitting on the floor
I thought he
still.
was behind me still. So that scared me.
Can you help me?
Way to go, Michael. You got the hopes going.
I swear I saw like a shadow of a head peeking from the corner.
It looked like it had a black veil.
I couldn't tell you. I just know it just looked like a dark, like a head. That as soon as I looked up, it moved back to the side.
That sounds very similar to what you see.
Yeah, I see a woman in a black veil, but you know, I've seen that, what looks like the mannequin doing that too before.
Yeah, I
And,
couldn't make out, but
Yeah.
it's interesting too because I mean we've noticed this too from different places we've been to and stuff. Like we've been to one or two places 2 times, and you'll come one night and you'll have activity, and another night you'll have hardly any.
Yeah. It's the same on the ghost tour.
Yeah, and it's like even here, it's like I would have assumption wise, I'm like, oh, we'll probably have more activity here than we will in the mine, but the mine was like lots of weird stuff.
It's very quiet in here.
Yeah. And that's going to conclude our investigation today at the Goldfield town. I just want to say a huge thank you to Fear Frontier, and I'd also like you guys to go ahead and explain where the lovely audience can find you guys.
Thank you very much, Project Paranormal AZ. Yes, I'm Matt, and this is
Michael?
and we are from Fear Frontier. You can find us at fearfrontier.net, where you can actually sign up for ghost tours. We provide ghost tours in the town that you just witnessed in this episode. Sometimes these tours are extremely active as well. We'd love to have you out here some night, and you can find out more information on that at fearfrontier.net. You can also check out our social medias, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook, all under the name of Fear Frontier. Thank you.
Thank you.
Follow them and us. Good night.
We'll follow you.
That's good.
Like this is